All right. Well, welcome back to Post Frame 360. As you know, one of your hosts, Scott Craig, along with
Josh Nolan.
Josh Nolan. Hey, Josh, you notice anything different? For those of you who watch us online,
I don't know. Did you get your beard cut? That's great.
I may have trimmed the stash. No, man, we got Post Frame
Grayer.
360 merch.
Yeah. Look at that. That is
Look
an
at
awesome
that.
hat. Yeah.
Hey,
for
guys,
Sure.
the hats are fantastic, right? Like, man, if you're not watching us, you should go watch this one. You're going to want some merch. Our merch is going to be exclusive to our listeners and subscribers. So we've talked about this in some of the previous podcasts of tell us what you want to hear. Tell us, hey, you guys are terrible, do better, or hey, you guys are doing great, keep going. We want to do some different promotions like that. And so to be able to have some swag to send out to you, man, it's nice. So it's kind of like a gray and then a blue bill. Just for those of you who are fashionistas, I wanted you to know what the colors were so you could properly, build your attire around the hat.
They're really good quality hats too. Yeah,
They are, man.
for sure.
Yeah,
They're
they are
awesome.
nice. They are nice. All right, enough bragging about swagging.
Your marketing guy knows what he's doing.
Hey, who is our marketing guy?
No,
It's
no.
Josh.
I'm not going to
yes.
admit it. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? A man of many talents. So, speaking of man of many talents, today we are going to be going back and visiting something we've previously talked about, which is Idea Room. The reason we're wanting to talk about Idea Room is we had, for those of you again who have listened to the podcast, last week we had our build day with Mark Eastman, and it was great, man. It was awesome. It was great to have him there, to have some of our customers, clients come in and just really kind of think about their business and, hey, what am I doing well? What did I not even think about? And what are some things that I need to change? Got some great feedback. And with that feedback, we'll probably end up doing more events like this because, again, the contractors who came took 2 days off. Some of them had to drive in, so they took 2 days off and they found value in that. But one of the big things that came out of that build day and some of the discussions and collaboration was leads. How do I get more leads? How do I get more business? And one of the discussions that came out from where do I put my money? How do I invest well was Idea Room. So again, we talked about it when it first launched, but Josh and I wanted to take some time today to come back and really focus on the value of Idea Room and how you can start thinking about if this is a right fit for your business. So, Josh,
Yeah, when I saw that they had Idea Room had partnered with Smart Build, and I was just like floored by it. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a good opportunity, And Burroughs heavily invested in Idea Room so that we could offer it to our clients at a highly discounted rate.
right?
And so, we spent a lot of money last year, an investment in our clients because we feel like this is an awesome lead generation tool.
Yes.
Opens so many avenues for our customers, and we have clients using it now that are seeing the value in it, Scott.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, and I would say yes, our clients are seeing the value, and we shared a little bit about this last time. We put Idea Room on our website. So excuse me. So if you go to our website and you log on, you're going to see Idea Room setting right there. Want to be very, very clear. We didn't put it on there because we are, taking in those leads and we are working them. Let me be very, very clear on that. We do not want to sell to customers that are yours, right? We want you guys, our listeners, contractors, selling these packages. But we do get the people who have interest. They get on our website. And yes, we're talking end users, right? They get on our website, they use Idea Room. And I think that's one of the great things that I would point out first is Idea Room is so user friendly. It is so user friendly. So if there's someone out there looking and you have here's a couple things. I'm going to chase a squirrel. You need a couple things. One, you need to have a web page. Two, you need to have Smart Build. Three, you need to have Idea Room. Okay. So those are the three you got to have here. Just lay the groundwork. You can tie that to, if you have a Facebook presence, LinkedIn, any of the social media sites, you can tie this all together. But the three things that you have to have, again, a website, Smart Build, and Idea Room. But people will find your website, right? They're looking for a building in their area. So let's say you're a contractor in Bixby, Oklahoma. I'll throw that out there. And I am looking to build a building. So what do you think about again? Think about yourself through the mind of a consumer, because you are a consumer in other areas. You're going to hop on, you're going to type in, post frame building or shop building or barn dough, whatever it may be, Bixby. And then, right, you're going to have a bunch of listings come up. From there, you're going to kind of go through probably looking at reviews, ratings, who pops up. So search engine optimization. And I don't want to spiral here, but I'm throwing some stuff out there just for you to think about. So you come up because been a geographical search, and they're going to start looking through the different contractors in the area. When they come to your website and they see that they can design their own building, ooh, I can play with this. Ooh, I can build it. I can drop doors. Ooh, I can do a porch. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to remember your website over those who don't have that feature. And then when they're done playing, they can say, get price. And you are then alerted. You can go look at it, and that file that they've created uploads into Smart Build. Okay.
Mhm,
This is
mhm.
very, very, again, seamless, user friendly. And Josh, you and I talked about this before we came online. It makes these leads sticky
Yeah, it
to you.
it does, and I think another way that you could market your business, and a lot of our clients, I believe, do, like, social media marketing, Facebook
Mhm,
marketing, because it's a place where it's relatively easy to manage a Facebook page.
mhm,
And a lot of our clients have learned that they can boost an ad. They can run an ad in a specific geographical area,
mhm,
a targeted area to a targeted demographic. And so if you have the 3D configurator, um, you can do a post.
mhm.
You can boost it in a certain area to a certain demographic that you want to do business in. And
Right.
I'm going to tell you, if there's anybody in that area that sees your ad, that sees that 3D configurator on their
Mhm.
Facebook, they're going to immediately start messing with it. Okay.
Right.
And then you
Right.
can use that to then drive traffic to your website, or if you drive traffic to your phone, if you want a phone call or
Mhm.
whatever. I mean, it is a tool that you can use in conjunction with your other marketing efforts. And yeah, you're right. It does. It's going to make that lead sticky. I
Mhm.
believe it adds legitimacy to your business.
Yep.
Think about all the large post frame builders out there. Um, if you get on their website, a lot of them for years now have had some sort of a 3D configurator.
Mhm.
They have
Mhm.
invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into these. Some of them are user friendly, some of them aren't. But regardless, your company now, if you're a client of ours, for a small monthly fee, you can have your own branded 3D configurator. And
Yeah.
that is going to add legitimacy to your business, because people see it, they play on it, they're like, hey, this guy, they've invested in this. This is a real deal company. I'm going to give these guys a call.
Right.
Um, and it,
There
and it, I know we're going to get there, but it ties right into your smart build. So for us, we've mentioned we invested heavily into Idea Room so our clients could have it,
Mhm.
which we have. Our only caveat is you have to have smart build to have Idea Room, because
Right.
they're tied together with us. And so when your client is on there on your configurator and they save a job, you'll get an email alerting
Mhm.
you they've
Right.
saved it. When you open up your smart build next time, that job will be in there.
Right.
And so they've already done the work for you. So here comes a pretty I won't say hot, maybe it is, maybe it didn't, but a
Mhm.
pretty darn warm lead coming in saying, I'm interested in getting a quote on a building, and it's in your smart build, already there, configured, ready to go.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
It is
Pretty
awesome, and
awesome.
there's two things you said there that I wanna really dive in on. One, you said a small fee, so we're gonna talk about what this costs
Hmm.
here in just a minute. Before we get there, though, I want you, as you listen to this, I want you to think about, let's say, the past year, your buying habits and how you chose to buy, okay? what I mean by that is I'm going to give you my experience. When you think about advertising and how you're going to spend advertising dollars in your business, think through how you purchase. So last year, I got into motorcycling. All right. So I'm an adventure bike rider now, brand new to me. So what do? It's new. So I'm learning as much as I can. Well, if you are on Facebook and you have an algorithm that follows what you're looking at, so I'm looking at motorcycle stuff. Well, it builds marketing content for you based on your algorithm. So I get all these little things that pop up, motorcycle stuff. Well, because I'm an adventure writer, this is how smart computers are, not computers, technology. It knows that I'm an adventure writer. Well, as adventure writers, part of adventure writing is camping. So what do you think I'm getting? Targeted marketing around small camping items that could fit on or in your motorcycle. The reason I give you that example is when I think about the stuff that I have bought last year for adventure writing, I did not buy based on billboards. I did not buy based on emails. I did not buy based on walking into a store and shopping. I bought digitally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the reason why I tell you that, I'm not saying if you have billboards, stop doing billboards, but I'm going to ask you this question. Have you ever bought anything personally off of a billboard? Have you ever bought anything personally, off of some of these other streams that you're trying to use or thinking about using in your business? See, that's when I think about marketing, yes, radio advertising, TV advertising, they have salespeople, right? They're out there to sell you their service. And I'm not saying those don't work. I want to be very, very clear. I'm not saying radio doesn't work. Radio works. Okay. I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
TV doesn't work. TV works. But when you look at the cost, and we talked about this last time, I did check in at a previous company that I worked for of advertising on AM radio. You were talking like $5,000 a month for like
Mm-hmm.
a 10-second segment that ran 2 times a week, and that wasn't during prime time, right? So I hope that's helping a little bit
Mm-hmm.
around why Idea Room, why Scott, Josh, why did Burroughs bring this in? We brought this in because this is where your customers are going to go first. They're going to go online. They're going to see who's in the area, and then they're going to look on social media. Then they're going to see what people are saying about you. But if they can get in and create their own building, that's the difference.
Yeah, I think you said it. That was a good story about how you purchase, because when you made that and you start searching for the adventure riding and bikes and all that stuff, there's all these other brands and all these other things that kind of complement that.
Yes.
Like you mentioned camping gear, and I'm sure Ridge wallets and Oakley sunglasses. I mean, there's all these things, right?
Right.
They're like, when they're marketing to people online, they're saying, hey, in my demographic, I want people that are interested in adventure, into camping,
Yes.
into motorcycling, into motocross, and so when people start looking at stuff like that, then boom, here you come.
Mhm.
And so that's, I'm sure post frame and construction, it all works the same exact way.
Yeah.
Um, and so, when whether it's your website popping up on a Google search, or your Facebook ad showing up on somebody's phone,
Mhm.
because you've put yourself in a certain area with a certain age group, with a certain hobby, setting,
Right.
you're going to be there. And then when you show up with your 3D configurator, you are it. I mean, you are the company, right? So,
Yep.
and you're
Yeah.
local, chances are you're advertising in a local area. So you're a local guy. You're not coming in out of, Kansas or Colorado or Texas. You're a local guy. So,
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, go
No,
ahead.
something you said, I didn't mean to interrupt, but you said something there again prior to us hopping on to start recording. You had mentioned that Idea Room basically gives you a digital storefront,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love that. It's like, man, let's really talk about that and drive this home. Because if you think about it, most of you guys don't have a showroom. You don't have a place where people are going to come in and they're going to look at what you got. It'd be great if you did, but man, that's probably an investment that I don't know that I would make. But Idea Room brings for all intents and purposes, it brings your business from the standpoint of a digital showroom into that prospect's living room. If they get
Mhm.
to design and like, oh, I like this. Oh, I want that. So it gives them the opportunity to take what they have in their mind and on their own, somewhat design it, right? I use that term loosely, design that, and now it's theirs. And they're
Mhm.
probably going to take their phone and they're going to do screenshots, right? But they can't go any further until they connect with you to get that price. And then that's where you come in as the contractor, right? Hey, thank you so much for using, Idea Room, whatever you want to call it. Idea Room. Man, I love what you've done here. So, went through, looked at a couple of things. By the way, I noticed that you put a door here. Let me tell you something. If I move this door over away from a column where I don't have to put a header in there, it's actually going to be a better value for you. Can we do that? Oh, I didn't know that made a difference, right? Like now you're the authority
Mhm.
coming in there, demonstrating your expertise and experience and your professionalism. And then you have that conversation. Man, I love this is great. Oh man, okay. Let me get this produced for you and I'll have a quote over to you tomorrow, right? Send them
Yeah.
a quote
Mhm.
and you take it from there. But to me, it's just a no-brainer. And so the next question, I'm sure, Josh, we've gotten 16 minutes of this. Our listeners are probably going, okay, sounds great, guys. What's it cost?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, before I go there, I wanted to say we mentioned things like legitimacy and
Mhm.
you mentioned expert in the industry and those are things that are people are adding up, right? You know,
Yes.
they're saying, "Hey, okay, I found them online. They've got an online presence or whatever on Facebook. They've got this cool configurator." And then I, talk to the guy. He seems to know what he's doing and he's the, the expert authority or whatever, the expert in the industry and
Mhm.
just credibility,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
all of that equals it is it gives you an opportunity as the expert to justify your price,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And so um even there have been many circumstances and I won't take this too far off the rabbit trail here or whatever, but there have been many times where I've gotten the phone or I've done a follow-up phone call with a client and they're like, I'm sorry, Josh, we really liked you, but we're going to go this other route
Mhm.
because they were 3,000 cheaper. And I'm like, oh man, sorry to hear that. I'm sure you're making an educated decision. I'd be more than happy to continue to be a consultant for you, and the fact that I want to make sure you know what you're getting.
That's right.
Um, there might be a reason why they're so much cheaper because I really know what I'm doing here. Would you send that over to me and let me take a look at it for you?
Yep.
And again, you're just building that credibility
Mhm.
and there have been so many times where I've been able to close the gap.
Yes.
Well, that person they didn't have the overhangs on the building and the wainscot. You told me you wanted those things, right?
Mhm.
I mean, if you don't want them, I can shave those off, and actually now I'm within 500.
Right.
Would it be worth it for you to go with me now that I'm within
Yes.
500? You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
and it's like,
You know, I'm so glad you said that, Josh, because guys, if you're listening to this, don't give up, but don't push either,
mhm.
right? This is the
People want to be helped.
yes,
They
right?
want a
And
consultant, and if you
mhm,
approach it that way,
yes, and even with my own company. So whenever I had my own company, I did this, and whenever I worked for, the previous company, I'm not gonna say it again, but I yeah, I lost more deals than I got. I've told you guys, I had to present 25 times to get one deal, but I was selling a huge big ticket item, right?
mhm,
But I did so many times what Josh just said. Okay, look, I get it. I'm outside your budget. I'm not gonna break your arm, and I'm here if I'm the right fit for you, and I can build what you need, and at a price point that we both agree is fair. Let's do business. Okay, so I'm outside your budget. If you know you're not going to use me, I'm not going to twist your arm. I would really like to see if you don't mind sharing with me the proposal of who you decide to go with because I do want to see where I'm at, and are you comfortable doing that? And a lot of times they'd be like, sure. And then I was like, okay, hey, look, I know I'm still outside your budget. I do want to make sure you understand. that the presentation, this estimate that you got, does not include gutters. Hey, they're calling this insulation. That is not insulation, right? So I just want you to know, you can call me. You're not going to do business with me, but if you decide on X builder and you want to call me and say, "Hey, Scott, we're going to do this. What do you think?" If it's a great deal, I'll say great deal. And I did that many times. Hey, you know what? Based on what I know, yeah, it's a good deal. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, some of you out there who are listening, I sent you business. I've seen some of your estimates because I was competing with you in the previous company I was with. I was competing against you. And I will tell you, I did for you what I just shared. You know what? You should go with that company right there. Right. And they
Sometimes you
appreciated
have to
that.
do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I said, hey, look, you know what? Maybe you and I can't build together right now, but if you like the service I gave you and I'm professional and you find someone down the road, you know what I'm going to charge you. Like I'm high end, man, send them my way. I really
hmm
appreciate any referrals or help you can give me. It's that simple.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making a
Yeah.
difference
Follow
in
up.
the industry.
You know what? You always hear this, and it's true. And you know, how many times have you called a client back to follow up, and they said, "Well, I'm still waiting on a bid from that other guy."
Mhm.
Like, okay, so you contacted me. I gave you a proposal within 24,
Right.
48 hours, whatever. I've
Hmm.
now followed up with you twice, and you're still waiting on that other guy. What do you think it's going to be like when you sign up with that other guy?
Hmm. Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
you think he's going to prioritize your project because he's not prioritizing your proposal?
Nope. Nope.
So you know,
That's spot on.
yeah.
Spot
We
on.
could we could probably keep going for forever on this,
Yeah,
but I will
but that's
say
some of the
let's get the
tips
pricing.
and some of the tips and tricks, right? Like that's what we're
hmm
here for. We're not always here just to say, "Oh, we're gonna talk a product," or "We're gonna talk to you about
hmm
business." No,
hmm
we want these podcasts to be of value, and that's hopefully what you're getting this morning. So yes, Josh, what does it cost?
So like when Burroughs when Smart Build and Idea Room created their partnership, the deal
Yes.
was is that, and I don't know how the story went exactly, but here's
There's a
in a
story there though,
nutshell.
right?
Some of our clients know that Smart Build had what they called an e-modeler option.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
which is it's a way to put Smart Build configurator on your website. Um, but that's everybody knows that's not the best option, right? And
Right.
so when you're going to public and you're putting something on your website, it needs to be like the Idea Room configurator. It's so easy to mess with. And
Mhm. Mhm.
by the way, before you commit to this or not commit to this, log on to 3d.burrows-supply.com or go through our website on our homepage and play with our configurator.
Mhm.
See how easy it is.
Yes.
When you go home tonight, have your spouse, hey, check this out, play with it, see if you can design a little backyard building,
Yep.
whatever. Okay.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
see how easy it is. But anyway, when they came together, SmartBuild said, hey, look, we offer this e-modeler for $500 a month. And we
Mhm.
have customers that see a lot of value in having it. And so they said, hey, if we partner up with you, if that's the price point we feel is good for our clientele.
Mhm.
And so, you know, in a nutshell, they're like, we'd love to do that. But that's in order to do that, we need to have, you know, run through your distribution model, which is why Burroughs had to make a huge investment, right?
Mhm.
To create the foundation in which now our clients can have it for 500 a month.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
yeah. And so it's just really, when you look at 500, it's how do you want to break that down in your head and your business? You know, how much are you currently spending on marketing for, and what are you spending it on? And do
Mhm.
you see the value in that? Is it bringing you business that you can say, yes, that billboard has sold me a building this month.
Yep.
Yes, that thrifty nickel ad sold me a building, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
How much are you spending on SEO? You know, SEO is important for your website, um, but probably not as important as running an ad with Google, right? Because
Right.
the Google ads come up at the top,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Um, but is that selling you projects? This configurator will.
Yep. Yep. And
It will.
I can attest to that, right? Like I told you guys, we have it on our website. We are getting leads. Things are coming through. We are sending those back out, right? So we are sending these out to the contractor in the area of the end user who says, I'm interested in something. So again, very clear. We are not selling against you. We don't want to. We want this stuff to go into your pocket. $500 a month. You may think, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Here's my question for you. If you sold one building off of it, is it worth it? Right? One building. Something else that you can consider is if you have standard costing for your jobs, make sure you're putting marketing in as just foundational cost, whether it's $10 on every job, $20 on every job, like build it in there. But then the other part of this is it is a tax write-off. You get to use this as part of your marketing budget. So what I would say is $500 and Josh, they don't have to contract. They're not tied in for a year. They can go month to month if they want to, correct?
Yep. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you basically let me know.
Yep.
And you can do that through our website if you want. I think if you go to our website and you go to you go to the tab and you go down to Smart Build, and then
Mhm.
we have a page dedicated to Smart Build.
Yep.
Idea rooms on there as well, a form you can fill out, or you
Yep.
can just email me. Um, you will get an agreement.
Mhm.
I initiate the agreement that'll come from Idea Room, but it is a month-to-month agreement, so it's an
Right.
agreement, and then I will do the setup
Mhm.
for you and customize it for your business. And when I say customize, your logo, your
Yes.
branding, your email, the leads are coming to you. They're dumping into your Smart Build. I do all that setup. The foundation is there. We've
Yes.
already done that. That's the
Yeah.
Burroughs configurator.
Right. So we're almost out of time. So here's what I would say: if you're like, okay, I'm interested, I want to do it, then reach out to us. Okay, Josh has given you, and I'll put throughout. If you're watching us online, I'll have some links on here that you can follow. But if you're still have questions, if you're like, I'm not so sure, man, email me, email Josh, Scott C at burrows-supply.com or Josh N at burrows-supply.com. Say, hey, I was listening. I need some more information about this. This is something I want you to know, though. Don't do it for a month and then quit. Okay. You need to budget. And I would say budget $1,500 for 3 months. Give it a 3-month test run. It may take the first month for people to find you, right? So, number one is commit to 3 months at a minimum. Number two, you, you got to put some planning in up front. You got to make sure your website's ready to go. I would make sure if you're using social media that you understand how to target. So get a plan in place first before you hit go, right? Because you don't want to start spending $500 and not be able to use it for 3 weeks. So there's some planning here,
Mhm.
but Josh and I are here to help you do that. Your outside building consultant, whether it's Sean or Brian or Mike, we're here to help you guys with this. But in an economy where you're needing to generate business and you need what I would say hotter leads. So if they're going to take the time to do your visualizer, you're probably pretty serious. This is something that I think you really shouldn't pass up on, or at least give it a test for 3 months. So, Josh, I'm going to give you the last word as we close this one down.
Yep. Thanks for listening today, guys. If you like what you've heard, please like and subscribe to our podcast. And if you would, share it with your friends and colleagues. We would greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next episode of Post Frame 360.